So let's start today's session. And today we are going to discuss further deeper concept of manipulation, and we will understand why manipulation fails, or the cost of manipulation we will evaluate. Okay, so give me a second.
Hello.
Hello, yes.
Yeah.
Now
Okay.
you're audible. Okay.
Yeah.
Shall we start?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay. So today we are going to discuss about the high cost of manipulation, and let's discuss. So manipulative tricks work incredibly well for driving single transaction. If you just want to find your lost kitten, offering a cash reward is a perfect choice because you do not need to have a lasting relationship built with the person who returns it. But if you want to build a loyal, lasting relationship, whether with a customer, an employee, or a friend, manipulations simply do not help. There is a massive difference between repeat business and true loyalty. Repeat business means someone buys from you multiple times, but loyalty means someone is willing to turn down a better product or a better price just to keep doing business with you. Wow, that is called loyalty. So even if and believe me, actually, I have seen many a times such loyal customers, such loyal clients in every space, and I get really surprised how loyal they are. Even if you give a much better offer, still they are very much firm to keep their loyalty intact. So that's actually a practical thing which works in reality. It's not just a theoretical knowledge that author is saying. Then the author is saying when companies rely strictly on manipulation, they create massive stress for both the buyer and the seller. Buyers become stressed because they are bombarded with too many choices and high pressure tactics. Sellers become stressed because they constantly have to invent new promotions just to stay alive. This constant chase for short-term gain is literally making our society sick, eroding trust and destroying long-term health. So this is very impactful actually. Buyers become stressed because they are bombarded with too many choices and high pressure tactics. Sellers become stressed because they constantly have to invent new promotions just to stay alive. This constant chase for short-term gain is literally making our society sick, eroding trust and destroying long-term health. So if we see in the infographics here, then this is very clearly demonstrated pictorially. It says that the download spiral of manipulation, in the top layer, it is having the manipulation toolkit. The common tactics that we had discussed also in the past couple of sessions, where we understood that dropping price, in the last session actually we have seen how fear or peer pressure, the innovation masking actually are the toolkits for manipulation. Earlier we had seen prices and promotions, how they are also served as a short-term manipulation tactics. Tactic. Now, the second layer, the price game addiction. It is talking about the price game addiction, wherein the author is saying short-term gain, long-term trap. Once buyer gets used to lower prices, it is nearly impossible to reach them without losing the customers. Then comes the third layer where the tax on the disorganized. The retailers rely on breakage and slippage to make high pressure promotions profitable. Breakage and slippage to make high pressure promotions profitable. Okay, yeah, that is also a tactic actually I have seen. It's definitely manipulation tactic wherein actually the breakage and slippages are created just to manage the high pressure of profitability, to attain the high pressure of, to meet the high pressure of the expected profitability. Now, the last or the bottommost layer is the fear as proverbial gun. Fear is the most powerful manipulation. Yeah, this one actually we had discussed
Yeah.
yesterday in detail. Now let's understand the tool. What is the tool? A society under stress. We just discussed how the buyer is stressed and the how seller is also stressed. Seller has to innovate new techniques, right? So innovative new invent new promotions and sign your this to stay relevant just by upgrading versions for a very minute change in feature, they keep
Yeah.
upgrading their versions. But yeah, those are actually the due to the pressure of sellers to the sellers, and the buyers also have stress because they have paradox of choices, which one
Yeah.
to choose. So this is actually where it is similar looking objects and makes me confused.
Yeah.
I am taking the help of AI
Yeah.
and I am letting AI to decide which is good for me instead of me
Yes.
spending my time and energy.
Yeah.
The decision or the analysis part, actually, I am giving it to AI. Let it actually do all the kind of needed research, and I'm saving myself from the paradox of choices.
Yeah, because just to add that, yeah, that is really true because my son or his generation actually, what to wear, they ask AI for the answers, depend on the, and then AI answer depend on the weather you choose is which type of dress they this thing. So what's happening is, as you rightly said, people are using the AI or technology to think for them. Okay, there is no harm for that. Okay, fine, AI guides you or technology guides you, but their person is losing the basically the capacity or the capability given by God of to think properly. And why people don't want to think, you just as mentioned, they don't want to go into that negative this thing negative feeling. They don't want to face that negative feeling. Why I'm saying that, in this particular diagram, buyer stress, there is one TED talk I seen, that girl was a marketing specialist, and she gave the example. In that particular shop there were 30 different brands of olive oils. Okay, they put, and when people enter that shop, they completely confuse what to select. That is what here written. There are so many brands available. Actually, one way we think that it is abundance, you can select anything, but it has a other way effect. Like people feel sad because they are not able to make a right choice. So what she did as a marketing expert, she reduced everything to only 7 or 8 on the shelf. In that way, sales increase because then people just, it is very easy to select from 5 or 7 instead of this thing, and the actual sale increase because of that. That is one of the example given. And second example is again this thing, like buying a motorbike. They the way they build the web form to select the bike, there are so many features user needs to select on web form. So till to go to the end of that form, people used to get frustrated. So he reduced everything to just 1 or 2 pages, and just
Ah,
only those features is required. So just reducing the options, people feel in control. But now effect is maybe other way around. If you increase the number of choices, and that is nowadays happening more and more, everywhere. Like if you spot advertisement, etc., there are so many options available. Like I'm seeing here now, summer is approaching, so there are so many advertisement on cruise, going on cruise, and there are so many different holiday options. at the end people do not able to make a right decisions, and they feel frustrated or sad that they are
Huh.
not able to make any plan. So it is unnecessary, sadness people added into their lives. But this is how our world is now designed, everywhere advertising bombarding, showing that you need this, they are actually showing that lack. If you don't do this, you are going to lack, you are going to lose your life. You are right.
Hmm.
Yeah. This is what,
Yeah,
yeah.
true,
Seller stress and buyer stress, both way, both way.
true, very true.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Decision fatigue.
Yes,
Basically,
yes.
this is also this also creates decision fatigue, and analysis paralysis also happens because of this.
Yeah. But when main real this thing, what I'm little this thing about worried about. Worried means yes, definitely for kids, etc. If they lose this particular thinking power, to make their own decisions internally, that is where Brahma Kumaris and meditation comes. When actual reality hits, the some situation hits, they are not able to make that decision or withstand the pressure of the situation.
Hmm.
Because they are so much reliant on the external factors. Yeah, so that is literally the drawback. That's why what we discussed, spiritual component, that is must required kind of thing nowadays. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm. Okay.
yeah. Next,
So coming
transaction.
to the next section, transaction versus true loyalty. So the repeat business is transactional and true loyalty is inspirational. The driver in the transactional side is manipulation. So generally manipulation of prices, feature, the pressure, those kind of tactics being used to manipulate to get the repeat business or the transactional side of the business. Obviously, the commitment becomes very low there, and whenever there is a better deal, someone else comes up with, the buyer actually switches. Actually, this is a buyer market in this. Even though the seller believes that by manipulating the price feature or by putting pressure, they are creating an upper hand. Actually, the buyer is having upper hand here, I feel, because without loyalty, the buyer can move anytime. So the
Yeah,
emotional state, if we see, then it is there's an uncertainty for both the sides. Moreover, it is for the seller, and the cost to maintain is high. That is constant incentive they have to keep giving. Whereas the true loyalty is inspirational. The driver is inspiration, shared values, beliefs. Commitment is high, will turn down better prices or products. And emotional state is definitely trust and sense of belonging because of the loyalty that is getting carried with the this kind of strategy.
yeah,
So
yeah,
trust and sense of belonging is the true emotional state which the seller can count or the um, yeah seller can count on a long run. Then cost to maintain is also low because there is already the personal bonding is already developed. Now this let's see the solution started by how we can actually um, bring the real difference, right? What exactly we need to change? Again, going back to the quote by Simon Sinek, people do not buy what you do; they buy why you do it. So the golden circle is why, how, what. Yeah, we have already discussed this in detail. So the next infographics say how authenticity is the outcome. So always in phase of every phase we need to remain authentic, and then the outcome is very much predictable. Authenticity is achieved when everything you say and do is consistent with what you actually believe. This is the true why statement I believe. So if I have something as my value system, okay, means what I actually believe, and if my action and thoughts are aligned to it, then definitely that is called authenticity. And that is how actually we can keep our why very much intact in everything that we do.
Yes.
And the last one is the celery task for decision making. So it says like only by the celery and rice milk. That is decision that aligns with your health goals. Your health goals is why. So others can see you believe. So it's a kind of experiment that they have made on the decision making, wherein less choices were given, and whatever choices were given,
Yes.
they need to be aligned with the why statement of the core why statement. The core why statement of having anything is definitely good health, not the taste, not mere the taste. So when that why is targeted, then automatically we need not to run around with multiple varieties by spending our most valuable time and energy. So this completes today's session. Anything you want to add, Melinda?
Just a quick observation, because yes, the very last point, which is the salary test for the decision making. Yes, nowadays decision making is really the choices that you do, because the wrongdoing or the wrong food is so much easily available. Out of 15 different food joints, whatever the food they serve is not good for health, but those options are so available everywhere, and the decision making or sticking to the right decision, your values or your right wise, it requires efforts nowadays. That is what my observation, isn't it? It requires efforts to find out your uh, right thinking, this thing, the food in that 15 shops. Otherwise, unhealthy food is available very this thing. Just one example of healthy eating. But yeah, so you need to, as I think we read previously, we need to design our life accordingly, environment accordingly, so that all those wrong things are away from us and the good things are in front of us. Yeah. So that decision making, yes. So that's why we need to have a very clear, define why we are doing this, why this decision. Yes.
Yeah. Great. Thank you, and let's
Thank
meet
you.
tomorrow.